evening, friends. My name is MUKTA MUNJAL. I'm the State Director of New England Miss Bharat Pageant. I'm here to welcome you to another exciting episode of I Am Possible, an episode where we take you to the journeys of beautiful and courageous ladies and girls who have changed their lives by taking the steps that no one else had thought they could take. So it is my pleasure to invite and introduce two beautiful girls. They are from the teen category. They are Devashri Damodaran. She is the first runner-up of Mrs. Bharat 2021, and Karishma Babani, who is the second runner-up of Mrs. Bharat 2021. Hi, Devashri. Hi, Karishma.
Hello.
How are you girls?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. You girls are looking beautiful and
Thank
so
you. Thank
graceful.
you. You yourself, Auntie. Like
I am so excited to have you here. Are you guys excited?
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. So first of all, I want to know a little bit about, you came to this pageant journey. How have this been, few couple of months ever since you won? What is your friends, reaction, your family reaction? How have they reacted to your pageant winning? Devashi, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. So for me, I think the biggest thing was a confidence boost overall, and not just in looks, because I know that pageants aren't simply about looks, and that's something that changed once I joined this pageant. So I was able to understand more about overall kind of how things are. But yeah, I would say my confidence increased. So obviously, I think I feel more beautiful on the inside too, but that's not it. That's not just it. I think I also have a lot of confidence in my talking abilities. I have confidence in how I present myself to other people. And I think the biggest thing for me was my talent round, my poetry round. I have so much confidence in writing again, which is something that I had before, but then, I lost over the years, and now I'm able to pick that back up. So that's something that the Miss Bharat pageants have done for me.
That's awesome. I remember you being nervous about what are you going to do in the talent round, but you did awesome.
Yeah.
So, Karishma, I want to know from you, how were these last 2 months? Or not even
It
two
was
months, I think, only a month. How was your experience?
it was a lot of fun, and I think I also had a big confidence boost. Not only that, but I really enjoyed how I was able to actually create something on stage. So I really got a kick out of it because I've never done something like that before.
Yeah, I know. Judges were blown away by, your talent, how you sketched everything and from start to end, and you impressed everyone. So
Yeah,
kudos to you. Thank
thank
you.
you.
Okay, so I know you are in your teens. Devishu, you are only 15 years old, and your favorite hobby is nail art and poetry. And you want to do a lot of volunteer activities. So you want to tell us more about you. What are your beliefs? What are your hobbies? So tell us a little bit more. We want to know.
Yeah, sure. So I would say we can start with the hobbies, right? So, yeah, my biggest hobby would be nail art currently. I'm also very interested in business. So I think knowing more about nail art and kind of having a niche has helped me a lot in learning what I want to do eventually, because slowly I started getting clients here and there, little nail appointments. So I think that overall has contributed to my love for business and learning more about business overall. And the other hobby would be poetry, and that's something I've always had. I've always had like a passion for writing ever since I was little, writing song lyrics with my best friend and things like that. But eventually I had a poetry book, and I used to write in it a little bit, but then obviously high school and middle school and things get lost in translation and distractions come up. So then I never really got to it. But then once I got back into the pageants and I was able to write my poem, then I became more interested, and I've been trying to write some new pieces. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll come back to your poetry and your, other nail art things. I want to know about your page and what all do you do? How did you get into it? So I want to ask from Karishma. She's 15 years old. She wants to be a cardiologist, I heard, and she's an honor student throughout. And I know she's very studious and a good girl, kind of, Karishma. So I want to know from you, tell us a little bit more about yourself. What should we know about you?
Well, as you heard, I'm already an honor student. I do tutoring, complementary tutoring, as education really holds a lot of power in the world. The more educated you are, I feel the more of a voice you get, which is a bit unfair. But this opportunity is not given to anyone. So I also feel it's a bit sad. So I like to contribute to my community by doing free tutoring, as it also helps my peers.
That's awesome. Thank you. You have a great mind on the right shoulder, Karishma. I wish you good luck to all the things that you plan to do. So now let's go into some of your pageant experiences and pageant journey. Devi, you want to talk about what has been, how did you decide to join this pageant and what was your experience?
Well, originally I took a class from Lubna Adams. I got so inspired from her. I thought I really believed that I could change the way people thought about many things. And ultimately, it was really fun because I just really wanted to make a change. And I also believe that others have the capability to change their minds about voices. So, yeah, I did get inspired just about that.
Yeah, and I remember Karishma, when you had joined the Lubna Adams show, you were feeling that I'm not confident, but the way you have grown from that show to the pageant and you've shown throughout, it really speaks a lot about your commitment and your courage. So it's really nice to see you
Yeah.
on the stage here.
Not only that, but I really wanted to connect with my country as I was still also learning the language of Hindi.
Mm-hmm.
So that also gave me more confidence with that.
That's awesome. Thank you, Karishma, for sharing your journey. Devishri, you want to share your side of journey? How did you get into pageant, and what was your experience?
Yeah, so I never really saw pageants as anything big for me, and I've always been like, the short little Indian girl growing up, so I never really had much confidence in myself at all.
Mhm.
But actually, I went to go drop my brother off at a dance class, and a very dear auntie to me, she came up to me and she started talking to me more about, maybe I should get into modeling, maybe I should try this, maybe I should try that. And I was like, I don't know, I haven't thought about it, but maybe. And then she sent a link to the flyer for the Miss Bharat pageants. And at first I saw this and I'm like, oh no. But then the auntie convinced me a little bit and she was like trying to get me into it. She's like, you know what? You need to have more confidence in yourself. This could be a really amazing opportunity. And then I realized, I think it would be good for me to step outside my box a little bit, kind of be in a community of different people that I'm used to. And I think overall it was an incredible experience for me. And similar to Karishma, I think the culture aspect was huge too, because growing up, obviously, American school system, surrounded by people of other ethnicities than me, it's been hard to try to find your own identity and your own culture. A lot of things just get lost in the way, and recently, since like 8th grade, I'm in 10th grade now, right? So since 8th grade, I've slowly started picking up more Indian culture and things like that. And it was just a really interesting experience for me to be a part of the pageant as a whole. And it really grew me as a person.
And I can vouch to that as well, Devashri. I have seen you in the previous events
Yeah.
as well, where we did the fashion show, and I remember, the confidence that you have gained over this, last half year, where you didn't want to walk in the fashion show, you didn't want
Yeah.
to do anything. You said, no, this is what it is. I don't want to do it. But you've improved so much, you learned so much, and I'm glad that you found a platform provided by Mydream's Entertainment, where you can find that, link back to your culture and your ethnicity. And I'm very happy for you girls. You have really great, future ahead of you. So thank you for doing this. And your journey will inspire a lot of other people, because from being not able to talk or not, I'm sure you were able to talk, but in public and showing yourself out, it's a great deal. People don't understand how much courage it takes to be there, but you guys showed the courage and made the impossible to possible. So thank you. Okay, so my next question, who is your inspiration? Like, what inspires you? Karishma, you want to go first?
For me, it's not who inspires me the most, it's who. Um, in fact, my mom is my biggest inspiration. She works day to and night helping others enhance their beauty and boost their confidence from inside to outside.
That's so sweet. I'm sure your mom would be very happy to hear that. And Devshri, what inspires you the most, or who inspires you the most?
Um, I would say my grandmother, my Achama Macha. I would say she's my biggest inspiration and role model ever. And I know my mom can attest to that too. She knows me and Macha are very, very close. My grandmother's a very independent, determined person, and she's incredibly hardworking. And those are all factors that I hope to have eventually growing up. And I would say it's who is very important, but for me, it's like what inspires me to keep going specifically, and that would be my goals. I'm very determined and hard set. When I make a goal, I need to reach it. So I would say the goals I set for myself are what inspire me the most to keep going and pushing and try to reach those. Yeah.
Uh, that's beautiful. I think you have some strong ladies behind you, and I'm sure you're going to be those strong ladies for the future generation. And to your friends and to your families, your sisters, they're going to look up to you, and they're going to do their best. So keep doing what you're doing. So, what is the most memorable moment from the pageant for both of you? Karishma, you want to go first?
Sure. My most memorable moment was when I got the courage to go out on stage and actually create something that was just not pre-planned. It was expected that I would do dancing or do something that would happen in any other regular talent show.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to do something that stands out and is unique. So I did a drawing of Lord Ganesh, who I truly believe in.
That's beautiful, and that was very beautiful. And I remember judges' faces, even my face from behind the scene. I was like, "Wow, is she really going to do it?" And you did it, and it was beautiful and unique, and we are so proud of you. Thank you, Karishma. Devashri, what was your most memorable moment?
Um, I would say my most memorable moment was probably the poetry. That was like the first time I really got up on stage, all eyes on me kind of a thing. I've done group things on stage, but it's the first time it was just me. And I remember literally shaking. I was literally shaking while holding the paper, and I'm like, I have to make sure my voice doesn't sound shaky. But then the sense of like achievement I felt once I got off stage was incredible. And I still have the video of the poem, and eventually I'll, go through it and watch it. And it just brings me joy to see me getting myself out there and kind of just showing people what I can do and what I love.
Do you remember your poetry? Do you want to say 2 lines?
I can say 2 lines. Hold on. Let's go back to that. Let me pull it up real quick. I want to make sure it's right.
No worries, no worries. I know it was beautiful. Everybody was in awe of your poetry. So if you have it, you share it. We would love to hear from you, but no big deal. That's awesome. No, thank you for sharing your moments. And having done the pageant myself, I know you make a lot of bonds in the pageant journey. You learn a lot about yourself, which you didn't know, because you have to dig deep into yourself and find out what is the right thing to say in those 30 seconds, right? So it's very hard. It's not easy. It looks easy, but you guys have done an amazing job. So at this point, I want to invite some special people people and those special persons in your life who knows a lot about you. So, Devshri, I want to invite your mom, Hemaji. Can we have Hemaji on screen?
Hello, hi Mukta.
Hi, Hemaji. How are you?
Oh, doing good, doing good. Thank you for inviting me in, including me, and very proud of Devashri, very proud of Karishma, and all the kids who they all did great. They all did awesome.
Yeah,
And
thank you. Thank you for joining today. Thank you for taking out time and joining us. We are very happy and honored to have you here. I want to know from you, Hemaji. Devashri is a very promising girl. You know, she has lot in her kitty already, and she has lot many dreams going on. So I want to know from you, how how did she prepare for it, for the journey, for this pageant, where she didn't want to talk to people, and then she came to pageant. You know, how did she prepare for it?
I have to actually go years back and going back to her childhood. I still remember when she was born, she's a baby. We both have to work for a living, and she was hardly 3 months old, and I had to drop her at the daycare. Not 3 months old, I think few weeks old, and I had to drop her at the daycare. I still remember that day where I was like, I have to leave her and go and work. And that I still remember that day as the first day, and how she has grown and how she did well for herself, and I hope that keeps going. And she's independent. I'm really thankful to her grandma. She gives us inspiration every day for us to continue. She was very Devu, like from the daycare, 5 years old. She would not leave behind. People have not seen her face because she would always be behind my back. So it would I would have to pull her out for anybody to see her face. That's the way she was. But from there, she grew. The pandemic, she started her own tutoring classes. The
Mhm.
DNA friend, and when the parents spoke, and I started seeing that people are actually donating to hospitals in their tutoring website, and from the tutoring program, that really gave me a lot of inspiration myself. So we started with teaching them, and now I'm learning as well as I go.
Wow.
And so yeah, please continue, and there is ways to go, and always remember our past. That's the most important. Remember our past, and I think Devashree definitely understands that. And
Mhm.
more than mother and daughter, now we are friends, and we learn from each other through this journey. And the pageant is definitely one of them, where I'm also shy and not very confident, but looking at Devashree and in the stage, and she was able to recite her own poetry, and that was a moment for me as well. I'm like, yes, she's able to do it. Okay,
Yeah.
for the next thing, I should be able to speak up. Yeah,
No,
so
I
that
think it's the learning experience, right? You learn from your kids sometimes that, how much courage they can muster, and we don't even realize it. But I think they shine it at the moment.
definitely, and yeah,
Now, thank you so much, Hemaji,
thank
for
you.
sharing. She's a beautiful girl, and we are blessed to have her in the pageant journey, and I'm sure she's gonna do great. Thank you for sharing her journey with us.
Thank you.
Gail, I would like to next invite Karishma's mom, Manju Babani. Manju, do we have Manju with us? Hi,
Yes.
Manju.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Mukta. Thank you for having us here, and thank you so much to My Dream TV, Janakji, Rashmiji, and everybody behind the scene. Thank you so much for having us here today.
No, thank you, Manju. So I want to know from you, Manju, how was Karishma's journey in going into the pageant, and how did she prepare? What do you want to talk about your little girl?
So you have a big hand in it yourself, Mukta. You got her into the pageant. You like convinced her. You literally walked her through a lot. And
Mhm.
especially after Lubna Adams, Karishma actually came up to me herself and said, I would really like to do the pageant. and she was with you with the Lubna Adams book. And there was a time when she really needed correction in her posture, in her confidence, in the way she spoke. And just in a few months down the road, an entirely different person. She was always a rock to begin with when it came to education, giving like complimentary arts and crafts classes due to COVID. She used to do that online, giving tuitions. But I want to have a little bit of a fashionista streak, a little bit of that pageanty stuff, the girly stuff. And there she came, just like a rock star. She just, I think, was way above my expectations for the first time. And
Mhm.
I didn't know I was a part of the pageant too, but it was the other way around. She was giving me way more confidence than actually I could give her.
Mhm.
Just
No, I know you guys were friends, inspiring each other and making sure that you are the best on stage. And I remember, like you said, I've seen Karishma's journey, and she's shown throughout. Very, very proud of Karishma.
thank you
Thank
so much.
thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Thank you so much, Manju, for joining and sharing your side of story.
Anytime. Thank you, Mukta.
Thank you. Okay, Stevu and Karishma, I want to know, what is your message to the next generation? The pageant just happened, and now there's going to be a next pageant in this coming year. What is your message to the girls who are looking, and teens? Teens go through a lot of emotions at this time. How do you want to portray your message to them? Karishma, you want to go first?
Yes.
Sure.
Um, so my message to the young girls out there is that you should learn to love yourself. You may compare yourself to others. You may think that others will always be better than you and you can't keep up to their level of
Mhm.
knowledge, expectations, beauty. You might feel that way, but you should know that loving yourself is the most important thing. Before loving someone else, you have to love yourself.
Wow, that's very profound, and I'm amazed at the kind of depth you have in your learning, Karishma, that you can give back to the girls. That's a great message to give. Thank you. Devashri, what do you want to say to the girls?
So I think this is a good place to tie in the poem because I think that really sums up my message as a whole. Which is why
Awesome,
I wrote it, and which is
absolutely.
why I decided to read it as like a pageant specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So it's called Contrasting Beauty. Her eyes were blue and mine were brown. Her eyes resembled the sky whilst mine resembled the ground. I often wished that my eyes were blue, and for years that statement remained true. But now I have seen exactly what brown eyes have to offer. They hold the riches that the earth needs to flower. Maybe eyes of dirt are not all that bad. As they possess stolen flecks of sunlight, how could I ever be mad? My eyes resemble a melted pot of honey, the most beautiful tint of gold. And with this I fold. Her eyes may be blue, but mine are most definitely beautiful too. Differences are what make us unique. That's never a reason for us not to speak. You were born with a purpose of more than simply satisfying the eye. You were born to be a person that grows as time passes by. Yes, her eyes are blue, and yes, my eyes are brown. Through the many years of jealousy, this contrasting beauty is finally found. So
Wow.
I would say that that poem as a whole kind of just says, stop comparing yourself. It's not going to get you anywhere. Her
Yeah.
eyes being blue and my eyes being brown have nothing to do with each other. I'm my own person. She's her own person. I'm beautiful. She's beautiful. And I think that's the biggest thing, accepting beauty in different forms. It's not just one standardized type of, labeled packaging of beauty that you see. There's so many different kinds. And I think that's the biggest thing that all girls need to learn to accept. And it's a hard thing, especially for teenagers to accept as a whole, because I know for years I was always comparing myself, and sometimes people have the habit to put down others just to bring themselves up. And I think I think that pageantry kind of shows that that's not what it's about.
Right.
Um, Someone getting second place and someone getting first place, that's good either way. And I think that's the biggest thing, just accepting differences and accepting different kinds of beauty.
Yeah, that's such a great message, Devshri, and your poem is on point on where we are in the world as well. You know, there is no one size fits all beauty. There is a space for all, there is a place for all. As soon as we, understand this, life becomes easier. So I am glad and I'm very happy. Even both of you are much mature than even I was at my age, and mature than other girls who are at your age. So it's a great message to the girls out there, and you both are on the right path. And I am very happy and honored. I'm sure Janakji and Rashmiji are also very happy to have you connected with this My Dreams platform and take it forward. One last message and question before I go into the rapid fire to the fun aspect of the interview is, now that you've won the crown and you both look beautiful in your crowns, what do you want to do with this? Where do you want to go with it? Do you have any anything that you want to do for the society? Or I know you guys work for the community a lot. So how do you want to take the name forward? Devishri, you want to go first?
Yeah, so in my community, there's like a lot of little girls that I'm always surrounded by. One of my friends, one of my neighbors, they have a little girl, name's Kiana. I love her a lot. And I remember the first thing she said when I walked off stage with my crown is, "Dewu, you're a princess." And I was like, "Thank you." And I was like, "You can be a princess too." And I let her wear my crown and she did a little twirl and everything. So I think that overall just encompasses what I want to get out of this pageant as a whole. Not only confidence for myself, but inspiring confidence in people that are still learning. And I teach through the nonprofit organization I created. So I think if anybody's ever feeling a little low on confidence, it's a good story to tell. It's a good motivational story to explain and kind of relate to the problems that other people are having.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think you don't know how many people and how many girls are looking up to you, right? So, always wear the crown with pride, take pride in the work that you've done. And you don't know who is going to get inspired and do great in their life. And so thank you. Great message. Karishma, what do you say?
I think also my goal would be to spread confidence and self love, mostly because either, here's an example I want to give. You grow too tall, and people will think, "Oh, I wish you were shorter." You gain weight, "I wish you were thinner." You lose weight, "I wish you had more skin on you." You have to love yourself the way you are, because not everybody would.
Wow. And amazing. Yeah. Self-care is the most important thing. And it's not just the outer care, it's the inner care as well. And you guys, and you girls are on the right path. So thank you so much. It's a great message. Okay, so that takes us to the next segment, which is the last segment of our interview, where we want to know the fun side of you. I know you guys are talking about all serious stuff, and we definitely want to hear it, but I want to know you a little bit more. So I'm going to start with you, Devashri. I'm going to ask some quick questions, just answered in one word or two words. Okay. What is your favorite subject in school?
Business.
Okay. What is your favorite food?
Maggie noodles.
Mine too.
Yeah.
What is your favorite vacation place?
India that I've already gone to, but I hope to go to the Maldives in the future. That's my dream.
Oh. Who is your favorite pop star?
I don't know about pop star, but overall celebrity would be Deepika Padukone. I feel like she's
Oh,
very open with her personal life, and she shares a lot of her struggles with mental illness, which is really interesting to see, a celebrity come forward and do that.
that's awesome. Anybody from Hollywood side that you look up to?
Hollywood side, in all honesty, I'm not too into Hollywood side, but I would say just the general people, Taylor Swift and those kinds of people that have big platforms. I think they're all using it quite well to spread
Yeah,
awareness about important issues. And I think that's really interesting to see and really inspiring for the society as a whole.
that's cute. Yes. And what's your favorite clothing brand?
I don't know about clothing, but I like Nike shoes.
Oh, that's a good brand. Hey, what's your favorite social media app? Is it
I
Pinterest,
would say
Facebook, TikTok? What do you like the most?
I think my favorite is Pinterest because I'm a very artsy person and I get a lot of inspiration on Pinterest.
Pinterest?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And what kind of music you like?
These days it's Bollywood music and only Bollywood music. I've
Mhm.
stopped the English music as a whole. Yeah, I don't know. It just makes me feel good to listen to some Hindi music sometimes.
What's your favorite song?
My favorite song right now would probably be First Class from Kalank. It's nice, it's upbeat. I like it.
Oh, cool. Okay, so what is your favorite makeup style? I don't know if you do a lot of makeup, but if you were
I'm
to do a makeup, then what do you
Yeah,
like?
usually I'm not too into makeup.
Hmm.
I go very light, just a mascara and an eyeliner, but I think I like the natural glowy look. I think
Hmm.
it enhances the features that you already have, and I think that's one of the most beautiful things.
And that's very nice. Okay, last question. You know, we all were hit by Corona, the COVID in 2 years that they have been. What was your, favorite activity to do? I know it slowed everybody down, but it gave us a lot of depth in our lives. What was your favorite thing to do during that time?
Yeah, during that time, I took a deep dive into my nail art and watching Bollywood movies. Huge dive into that. That was a huge thing. I was binge watching all the classics.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that's how I spent my time. And these days, I recently was overcoming COVID, so during that time, I got into journaling. Yeah, it's really fun. It's like creative journaling with stickers, and yeah, it's a nice creative outlet.
Yeah. All right, thank you. So,
Thank
what is your page? I want to know about your nail art thing. I know you do a lot. Is there a page that you want to
Yeah,
tell us?
there's an Instagram account actually.
What's the name?
Nail art by Devasri. I'm used to saying Devasri. Americans, right?
I have seen your nail art. It's beautiful. Keep it up, and
Thank
I'm
you.
sure. Yeah, keep doing it. Thank you so much, Devishri. That was great to know you, and there were some great answers over there. Karishma, let's go with you next. What's your favorite subject in school?
Chemistry.
Chemistry. Oh, okay. What's your favorite food?
I also love Maggie rolls. That's what I was just gonna say.
Okay, we have a Maggie Union here. All right, what's your favorite vacation place?
Milan, Italy.
Cool. When did you go there? What age was it?
I think I was about 13 or 12, I think. It
Hmm.
was really fun. We got to go to all these new shopping places, new tourist locations.
Wow, that's very cool. Okay. Who's your favorite pop star or any
My
musician?
mom.
Your mom? She likes to sing?
Yes.
Cool. Okay. What's your favorite clothing brand?
Chanel.
Wow. Oh, this girl knows the brands. Okay. What's your favorite social media app? What do you like to use the most?
Instagram, because I post almost everything fun in my life on Instagram, like on my stories, sometimes posts.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, it's really fun, and I also get to see what my friends are up to.
Cool. Okay. What kind of music you like?
Bollywood music and pop.
Any favorite singer?
No, not
No.
in particular.
Okay. All right. So if I don't know if you do makeup, but if you had to do makeup, would that be glittery? Would that be smoky,
I don't
pastel?
I don't usually do makeup, but I
Mm-hmm.
do like pastels.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And one last question. Same question. The Corona time. What was your favorite activity when you were locked down? Things were slow. How did you pass your time?
I pass my time in a many different ways. I caught up with tennis. I did a lot of drawing, sketching, which
Mm-hmm.
is also why I did it in the pageant. But one thing that was really fun is that I also got Red Cross certified for babysitting,
Wow.
and I'm going to take off on my new babysitting business soon in the next month or so.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still going to try to continue tutoring.
Wow. Thank you so much, Karishma. That brings us to the end of it. I am so impressed. I learned a lot from you both girls. I wish I could be half of the learnings that you're sharing right now. I could learn from you guys, and I am very honored to have you here and talk to you and learn more about you. So let's. What is one last message you want to give about anything from your life that that has inspired you, or what is one message of your life that will conclude our interview? So, Devishri, what is one message you want to give back?
Um, you could say it connects to a pageant in a way, but not as much as you would think. But it's just find something to look forward to each day. That's kind of how I get through hard days, tiring days. I just find something to look forward to and focus on that. So the pageant was that event for me, because during the start of school and things like that, teachers start cramming you with work. So then I was able to think, okay, in a week I have a pageant. I can go dress shopping and look for makeup and hire a makeup artist and do all this fun stuff. So I would say that's my biggest message. Each day, find something to look forward to, and that'll keep you going.
Beautiful, beautiful message. Karishma, what do you
Mine
say?
is simply don't compare yourself to others. It can really ruin your self confidence. Not only that, but I feel like just people, when they look at someone else, they find things that they have that you don't have. And it's really unfortunate these days because people go into depression because of these sometimes, or they just don't feel happy about themselves anymore.
Thank you, Karishma. It is really profound. You don't know how it is helpful to people who get into the depression, and just by thinking the other person is better than them. So, a great message. Thank you so much. That brings us to the end of this beautiful episode of My I Am Possible, My Dreams Entertainment. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rashmiji and Janakji, for bringing these people forward. Thank you, Devashri. Thank you, Karishma, for sharing it. And I'm sure I'm going to see you a lot more for the coming pageant, and I hope to work with you together. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.